Okay, so I've got my Vespa Sprint here. It's been standing in the garage. I don't think I've ridden it since last year, March, so about a year. I've just dusted it off. It has a leaking fuel tap, so we'll have a look at that now, but we'll start it up and take it for a little spin around the block. I don't know if the fuel is even good anymore. It has 2-stroke premix, so let's see. Might need to push start it. How about that? Let's take it for a spin. Okay, so it runs fine, 4-speed. It's 150cc, or is it a 125? I can't even remember. It's been so long since I've driven it. No, 150cc Sprint, and goes beautifully. The brakes are a bit squishy, and of course there's not much suspension. The rear has no suspension except a spring in the saddle, and then the front has a sort of wishbone suspension. But it runs absolutely perfectly, starts, switches off, and I've done a little 12-volt conversion. So I have LED lights, and you can see in here I've got a battery with Velcro straps mounted to inside here, which I switch on and off, and that drives my lights, but no indicators. It came out before indicators, but it does have a brake light and a nice LED headlight. So a great little machine. So all I need to do is figure out how to resolve this dripping tap issue. I might take it in for repair at Scoot Doctor in Stellenbosch. They do a great job with my Vespas. But yeah, gears work fine. So you've got first, neutral, second, third and fourth. Most often I pull away in second. It's strong enough to do that. And I replaced the clutch cable myself a few years ago. The clutch cable that was on here snapped, so I just left, because it's quite a job to get the clutch cable out. So all I did was I bought a new cable, tied it to the old one and pulled it through, fitted some lugs on both ends, and it works perfectly. The only other thing that's not working is my speedometer. So you can see it's actually a mileometer. It goes up to 80 miles an hour. And it's got 36,376 miles on the clock, but that hasn't worked for some years now. And I'm not sure whether it's the mechanism inside the speedometer or whether it's the connection down here on the front wheel. It runs off a cable down here. So I'm not sure what's causing that, but it hasn't worked for a long time. But other than that, it's great. It's not great in the traffic, I can tell you that. As I say, the brakes work, but it takes a little bit of time to stop. It has a top end, I'm guessing, when last I checked it, probably of around 80 kilometers an hour or so, and which is not bad, yeah, about 80 or so. And yeah, it goes very, very nicely. But of course, and also just to say, I have a side mounted mirror which I put on here when I'm in the traffic, just so that I can see who's behind me. Okay, let's get it home and clean off the fuel dripping down there, and at least we know that it runs and it starts. GoPro in the teeth. So let's switch on the fuel again, and we don't need the choke this time. Okay, so it is highly likely that it'll stand for a few more months. Underneath that bike cover is my 200cc Vespa 200L Deluxe. I think it's called the Deluxe, but my 200 black Vespa, and that's my daily driver. So yeah, just to make sure that we get rid of all of this fuel gunk here, we've got some water with a little bit of degreasing soap, and we'll just pour that on. Well, thanks for watching. I'm gonna make sure that the Vespa is dry and safe. I ran all of the fuel out of the carburetor. By the way, that's a trick that I learned from someone, is if you're gonna have it stored for a while, try to run it until the motor cuts out so that there's no fuel in the carburetor if it's gonna be standing. But thanks for watching, and yeah, it was really great to have Myrtle, that's, by the way, that's the Vespa's name, Myrtle the Vespa, out again. And you can find a few more videos on this particular bike, riding down to the beach when my son, who's now almost grown up, was a really little baby, riding it here in the front yard. But thanks for watching, and you can find more videos on my YouTube channel, Dion Foster on YouTube, or at Digital Dion on Twitter, at Digital Dion on Instagram, or on my Facebook page, Dion A. Foster. So thanks for watching.